Have a pleasant day, and everyone. I'm Aljane R. Bernard, and my topic is all about a word and its structure. What is a word and its structure? As I've searched in internet, it means that it is morphology, and we know that morphology is the study of the structure and form of words in language or a language, including inflection, derivation, and the formation of compounds. It is the basic level. Words are made of morphemes. These are the smallest units of meaning of roots and affixes, prefixes, and suffixes. Now, let's go back to our book. So, meaning. It was pointed out that many words have meanings that are predictable, more or less, on the basis of their components. Some words are so predictable indeed that they do not have to be listed as lexical items. This predictability of meaning depends on how the structure of complex words forms guide their interpretation, even with words that are lexically listed, unless their meaning is entirely different from what you might expect. Such guidance is relevant. So, in some words, structure is straightforward. Okay, for example, the Luxembourg word helpful. Yeah, and also it was already discussed in chapter 5, and it is derived from the noun based help by means of the adjective forming suffix form. So, because there are two elements in this word form, so even with just these two components, however, there is clearly a distinction between the actual word form, helpful, and the ill form. One is full dash help. It is a distinction that will be discussed in section 7.2, section 7.3, and 7.4. It is deal with affix words and compounds that have more than two components, such as unhelpfulness and car insurance premium. So, now let's go to next. Affixes as head. Superficially, these two words are connected, and also consider, however, the role played by the head house of a compound such as greenhouse as head. House determines the compound status as a noun, and also its meaning, in as much as a greenhouse is a kind of house for plants. Consider so as a head, house determines the compound scientific status as noun, and also its meaning as much as so. Okay, I already said that the house of plants. So this is very likely role played by a suffix er in the derived word teacher. So it determines that teacher is a noun, unlike its base, the verb teach, and it contributes to the meaning someone whose X, where the semantic blank X is here filled in by teach. So, similar arguments apply to rearrange, repaint, and reeducate are verbs, just as arrange, paint, and educate are. These prefix verbs, therefore, are right-headed also. The only prefixes that are unequivocally heads are those that changes word class, such as the indulus deriving verbs from nouns and in fable and enslave deriving verbs from nouns and adjectives. So, while left-headed derived words do exist, just as left-headed compounds do, they are also not numerous as may at first appear. And, okay, more elaborate words forms is multiple affixation. And what is a multiple affixation? I'm searching Google that multiple affixation is when a single word contains more than one affix. This can occur with either prefixes, suffixes, or both. And multiple affixation can lead to complex words with many layers of meaning. For example, the word unhappily contains both the prefix "un" and the suffix "ly". This creates a word that means not happy and is used to describe an action done without happiness. So, what I discussed is that it is a single word, right? So, and this one is, and happily is the example that the prefix "un" and it was added by suffix word "un" is the prefix and suffix is the "ly". Now, so it describes that unhappily means he or she is not happy, or doing it that he or she is not happy. So that is the example of multiple affixation. Now let's go back to our book. Many derived words contain then one affix. Example are unhelpfulness and helplessness. And unfortunate consequences of that analysis is that it would complicate considerably what needs to be said about the behavior of the suffixes full and less. Another way of presenting this information is in terms of a branching tree diagram. So, did we remember that what our teachers give us an assignment about the branching tree diagram? So, about morphology. So, this is one of the example. So, it is presented in diagram number 3. So, this is like an example of unhelpfulness. It is a noun, and hinati-hati ito para makita natin kung ano talaga ang kabuuan ng sa word na unhelpfulness. So, it is a noun and it is affix. So, from affix, so ang noun, ang and pala ay affix, and then another is affix. Ang helpful is it was derived ito pala ay binuo ng affix, the noun, and the verb. This is the help. So, ang affix dito is full, and yung ness is noun. So, next is in number 4. So, like helplessness. So, it is noun to affix, and from affix to noun down to verb. So, verb pala yung help. So, yung affix doon is less. So, noun is ness. So, helplessness, it is combining of noun, affix, noun, and verb. Here. So, the point in a tree diagram from which branches sprout are called nodes. So, ito palang lahat ng diagram na to ay tinatawag na nodes. So, ito yung at 5 and 6 are two more words, tree diagrams incorporating and verbally or add node and also illustrate both affixal non-affixal hints. Each italicized element being the head of constituent dominated by the node immediately. Now, so this is the another example. So in number 5, answer TV is that ADB down to affix. So ang pala dito is affix, and sa right naman is from adverbial to adverbial down to verb assert. At yung eve naman is adverbial. So, ang adjective dito is be. So, it composed of adverbial, adjective, and from adjective to verb. To adjective. In 6 is in ready classify is that re is verb, the is verb, and then to noun, to class, verb naman yung ify. So, this is to the node of ready classify and assertively. So, some complex words contain elements about which one may reasonably argue whether they are complex or not. And that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.